What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm back again, man. I'm back again. Y'all check this one out. Um, Before y'all jump in the comments and go to Toon, we heard that. Toon, I understand that. Listen, I have a lot of videos out. Over 600 of them. I can't remember the title of all of them. So, like, a lot of times when y'all get at me and ask me about these, where's this video, where's that video, I can't remember the title of them. I just can't. So now I've had so many people in the last amount of whatever get at me about this video. I said, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna retell it. I'm gonna retell it and be done with it. I'm gonna retell it. So now I'm gonna give it to you in the raw. This is a video about my first day in prison. My first day in prison in Alabama. First day when I very first got cracked. And Alabama got a farm squad at the time. They had like the chain gang, or what they call the farm squad. So anyway, hold on, somebody trying to call. But anyway, so look, when I was in the county jail, when I first was in the county jail, my whole time, once I started meeting people, getting to know them and stuff, and they like, man, listen, when they started asking about, well, how's prison in California? So when I would explain to them how prison was, they was like, oh man, this is a whole lot different out here. I'm like, for real? Like what? They was like, that's when they went to telling me about the farm squad. The farm squad? Like, what is that? So that's when the dude went to tell me about basically how they go out there and do free slave labor. So I'm like, oh homie, I ain't with none of that. I ain't with none of that. I don't get down like that. I say, we don't do none of that in Cali. I say, I'm not fit to do none of it. So they used to always tell me, oh, you say you ain't gonna do it. You say you ain't gonna do it. But they out there on them horses with them shotguns. They this, they that, they woo, woo, woo. At the time, I'm not, I'm like, man, hold on, somebody trying to call in. Okay, man, get out the way. So anyway, they telling me what I'm gonna do, but now in my mind, I'm telling them what I ain't gonna do. I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? No, I done seen old movies back in the day how dudes was going to prison in the South, and you know what I'm saying, they had to work on them squads, they had to do this, do that, do this, do that. I wasn't with it though, homie. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm thinking that they just running their mouth. To me, as far as I was concerned, they was just running their mouth. Because I already told myself, man, I'm not down with none of what they talking about. Hold on, y'all. Because his hair is in my face and it's getting on my nerves. My bad, y'all. This goddamn hair, got to get it rebraided. But anyway. So look. So anyway, I'm like, no, I'm not with it. I'm not doing none of that. They was like, okay, all right. So, time went on. I end up getting sentenced. I end up going to prison. Okay. I got to prison, if I'm not mistaken, on a Monday or a Tuesday, whichever day it was. But I got there around right before dinner. So by the time I got processed in, and it was dinner time, got my bunk, got where I was going to sleep. Okay, cool. So now wasn't none jumping that day. All right, cool, The next day, early in the morning, bing, 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 bing. They making noise. Police coming in. They beating on stuff. It's on. It's time to get up. And so I'm asking the dude, get up, for what? Got to go to work. Ain't got no job. Oh yes, you do. This the farm block. The farm block. Yeah, this the block we check out on the squad at. Check out on the squad. So now I'm tripping on this. So now the police, when I get to the police tell me, so I'm telling the police, look, man, I can't go work on those squad. I don't have any boots. I don't got no boots. So the police like, well, don't worry about it, we're going to get you some boots. They took me and got some boots. So I'm starting thinking in my mind like, uh-oh, what's this? All right, we get the boots. Man, boom, we head to the back gate. Now, you got to understand the whole time in my mind, I'm like, man, look, I'm not down with this. I'm not with this. They tripping. They tripping for real. So, okay, well, cool. Get the boots. Now we get to the back gate out there. It's a bunch of dudes. Everybody that was in my block, they lined up. So the police telling them, deuce it up, deuce it up. I'm like, deuce it up? Deuce it up mean get side by side. So now once we got side by side, deuce it up, long row of us. We deuced it up. They like, break weight. Now I don't know what break weight mean. That mean part, I take one step this way, me, and the person on this side take one step that way. That opens up a passage down the middle for the dudes with the tools to come through. Okay, so now, boom, we break apart. Dudes coming down the middle of us with wheelbarrows full of holes. Now, holes, y'all know them guard utensils and holes, full of holes. But now the thing is, it ain't the regular holes we used to in Cali. You know what I'm saying? They holes are some tree branches that they done cut down, shaved down, smoothed off, and just put the little metal piece on the end. Pink, pink, pink. And that's what they out there working in the field with. Okay, all right. I'm looking at this, man. I'm tripping. They done gave me some little old hat. I call it a tomato picking hat. Like, it's a hat that they make in the industry right there. Little old piece of material, just a little hat, a little bib on the front. So I got this hat on, man. I'm looking at everybody else. Man, I'm tripping. I'm like, man, I done stepped in a time machine or something. Man, I put the little hat on, tried to twist it a certain type way. You know what I'm saying? Get a little flavor with the hat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm out my element right here. I'm out my element, man. So look, I'm like, man, boom. Now, the hair out the way, it don't bother me. But anyway, so I'm like, man, God dang. We take off walking. We walking. Man, we walking past row upon row, field upon field of all type of vegetables and all this old stuff. So I'm walking, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only thing on my mind is a snake. I'm definitely afraid of them. Anybody know me, they know that. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want to be nowhere near wherever they at. And out here in these fields, all these bushes and trees and shrubs and all this junk, in my mind, it's a snake out here somewhere. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I ain't with it. I ain't with it at all, y'all. So we finally get to a field with these long rows in it. So the police go to talking. Police say, look here. All y'all go get a hoe. Once we got a hoe, they say, line up on one of these rows. Line up on the row. So everybody got a hoe, and you know what I'm saying? I'm walking slow as I don't know what. Man, we end up getting a hoe. Man, so we get on the row. So I'm like, man, what is going on? Man, what? I'm like, I got to shake this, man. This ain't me, period. So look, the police, he go to telling us that he wants us to cut all the weeds away from the watermelon plants. So now he talking, I'm looking, I'm like, what? Cut the weeds away from the watermelon plants. So in my mind, I'm like, man, what the heck is a watermelon plant? I remember the term weeds because when I was a little kid, which a bunch of y'all can probably agree with, moms used to make you go out there in her garden or in her whatever and pull weeds. My mom's always had me pulling weeds from away from around her flowers and all type of stuff, man. And I used to trip. I'm like, shoot, the weed I'm pulling look like what she trying to grow. So I don't know what she doing. Anyway, so now the police tell us, so now I'm hot. I'm mad. I'm like, man, I said I wasn't with this. I said I wasn't going to do this. I said I didn't want nothing to do with no part of none of this slave labor stuff they got going on. So I'm super duper upset. But beyond my upsetness is the fact that I'm knowing it's a snake out here somewhere laying in the cut to do something to me. You can't tell me no different. You know? So anyway, I'm like, shoot, man, let me go ahead and knock this mess out so I can get up out of here. Now all of a sudden my mind telling me, okay, the sooner we get through, the sooner we can go back to the prison or go sit down. So now, remember now, I don't know what a watermelon plant is. I cut, wop, wop, wop. I go to hitting stuff. Wop, wop, wop. I hit everything green. Down the whole road. Now, it's at least, man, it seemed like the road we was on was like half a football field long. I just go to whacking stuff. Whack, whack, whack. Yeah, I done pulled off and left everybody. Every now and then I look, and in my mind I'm like, what's taking them so long? And I'm looking, it seemed like they spending too much time on the weeds. Unbeknownst to me, they cutting the weeds away from around the watermelon plants. But now look, y'all remember, I don't know what a watermelon plant is, period. Okay, cool. I cut all that mess. Yeah, all the way to the other end. So look, y'all, I get to the other side. I got the hole right here. I'm posted up on it, like the hole I'm leaning on. I'm just posted up. Police happen to notice, but I'm the only one standing way across the field with a hoe in my hand doing nothing. So he come around there. He like, what's going on? I'm like, shoot, homie, ain't nothing going on. He like, why you ain't working? I'm like, man, you said cut all the weeds. I done cut all the weeds, man. It ain't my fault they slow. I cut all the weeds. So he looked, and he looked at, and he picked up, to my recollection, a weed. Man, that police said, you cut this? I'm like, yeah. He said, what's wrong with you? I'm like, man, you told me to cut it. You said cut all the weeds. So, man, the police like, boy. And before he could say the rest of it, only thing that registered to me was this boy. Man, y'all know I'm from South Central LA, homie. Y'all ain't used to no white boy calling me no boy. What? Man, I'll bust your mouth wide open. Police or not. I ain't used to it. I wasn't in Alabama, but 13 hours and some change, 14, I'm going to say 14 hours before I got cracked. Got off the plane that night, got cracked that morning. I don't know nothing about the South. I don't know nothing about Alabama. I don't know nothing about nothing that they got going on, period, out here. I come out here to hit this jewelry store lick, get these ends, and get my stupid butt back to South Central so I can finish gang banging, So anyway, that fool called me a boy. Boy? I'm like, cuz what? Man, I go to get at him. Call me no boy. He'd go to backpedaling. He'd get to that horse and get that shotgun. Huh. Now, a lot of people know, if anything that'll make you get your mind right real fast is when that heat get put in your face. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm like, what? So he woofing. Get out. Oh, get out. Ooh. So now, all the other inmates looking. Here come all the other police on their horse. They coming. Here they come. So now when they get there, I'm back, but I'm down. I'm like, I'm back. So what's going on? What's going on? How he go? Whoa. So now it's going around. I say, look, man, hold up. I say, you tripping on me. I say, you told me. Excuse me, y'all. I say, man, you told me to cut the weeds. I cut the weed. So he like, this ain't no weed. I'm like, well, what is it? He said, this is a watermelon plant. A what? This is a watermelon plant, son. I could deal with the son. I said, a watermelon plant? I said, what is a watermelon plant? Police looked at me like, huh? He said, man, this is where the watermelons grow on. I say, man, listen, man, watermelons don't grow. I said, man, watermelons grow on trees. The police said, what? I said, man, watermelons grow on trees, don't they? He said, no watermelon grow on no tree. Are you crazy? Watermelon's too heavy. For the life of me, man, it never dawned on me that watermelons grew on the ground. I don't know where watermelons grow at. What? I ain't never seen a watermelon plant, a watermelon tree, none of that. I don't know nothing about none of that, man. The only place I ever seen a watermelon was either in the grocery store or on back of the fruit truck. I don't know where they grow. Ain't never cared about where they grow. Could care less. But now, as he said, I go to thinking, man, watermelon's too heavy to grow on trees. Yeah, you're right. So I'm like, look, man. I said, man, I ain't never seen no watermelon plant. I've never heard of that. I said, man, I thought watermelons grow on trees. That's when I explained. I said, man, the only place I ever seen a watermelon was either in the grocery store or on the back of the fruit truck that come through the hood. So they tripping. They like, you serious? Woo, 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 woo. I'm like, yeah, man. I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I didn't mean to cut all your little plants, but I thought they was weeds. I remember a weed green, ain't it? He like, yeah, I thought it was a weed. So then somebody just holler out, he don't know, boss. He from California. So the police like, where you from? They could tell how I talk, especially back then. I done kind of picked up the little Alabama vernacular, but especially back then, you know what I'm saying? It was straight South Central LA in my vocab, So the police were like, man, where you from? I'm like, man, I'm from South Central LA, homie. Ain't no watermelons growing around in South Central. So the police like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of got past that issue. We kind of got past it. So I'm thinking, all right, cool. I done made it out. I'm through. I ain't got to trip on it no more. It ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Man, listen. Finally, when everybody else caught up, we deuce it up. Cool. I'm thinking it's over. It's over for the day. Everything all right. Everything all right. We go to marching. So now as we marching, we back down this long, dusty, hot highway. We march right, they go to prison. So now as we marching, I'm thinking we on our way marching back up into prison. We done cut this slave field. Now we going on back in, sit down, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Turn the TV on. Nah. As we marching, the police and the little horse right on past the prison. I'm passing the prison looking like dang, where we going? Where are we going? I asked one of them fools stand up. I'm like, dang, cuz, what's up, homie? I said, man, where we going? We going to lunch. Going to lunch? Dang, we, in the prison? Oh, all right, cool. Whatever then. We belling. Man, we get to a big old open clearing. Big clearing. So now everybody sit down, they passing out sack lunches, and you know what I'm saying? Man, the sack lunch was horrible. Horrible. Man, you had a piece of bread that was hard as the ground with a thin layer of peanut butter and jelly on it. I'm talking about super thin, homie. Anorexic thin. I'm talking about white girl Barbie doll thin. What? Yeah. Then had another 2 little slices of bread with some old beat up bologna on it. One piece. No mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, no nothing. Just that. An orange and a cookie. Man, that wasn't the horriblest thing I've ever seen. So at first I'm like, man, I ain't finna eat this. Thought about it. I said, I better eat this. So anyway, I wolfed the little nasty mess down, messed my stomach up. So after winter, everybody's sitting there talking, I'm basically just sitting there on the log, watching for snakes. It's a snake around here somewhere, and I know he know I'm scared of it. He wanna bite me. Man, y'all know the skin is tender. I told y'all the skin tender. And I ain't finna let no snake tenderize it. No, not me. You feel me? So look, I'm watching, so my stomach go to bubbling. Like, oh, wait a minute, what's this? Oh shoot. I gotta get out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta use the bathroom. It's dump time. So I go to the police. And I tell him, I say, excuse me, sir, you know what I'm saying? I gotta use the bathroom. So he gonna tell me, going back there in the bushes. I say, back there in the bushes? Oh, man, I ain't, no. For one, he don't know I got to take a dump. For two, it's a snake in them bushes. Let me tell it. You can't tell me different. I said, man, I say in the bushes, I say ain't no facilities, and man, no, if you could go, I'm cool, homie, I'm cool. You say, well, you cool then. I go sit back down. Man, my stomach go to cutting up. I said, all right. I go to the police. I say, man, look, I gone back there, man. I got to use the bathroom bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm to the point where like I can't hold it no longer. It hurt. So the police were like, well, go on back there. So I'm like, well, look, I say, man, I got to take a dump. Get what he tell me? Go on back there then. What? Man, if this ain't some country bumpkin, straight out the movie Life slave mess, I don't know what it is. Go take a dump in the bushes. So I tell him, I said, where the toilet paper at? You know what he tell me? He say, man, look, get you a couple of them lunch bags and just crumble them up a bunch of times till it gets soft. I say, what? I said, man, you tripping for real, homie? The police like, what is a homie? I say, Holmes, I say, look, I say, I'm cool, cuz. I'm cool, homie. I say, I'm just sit down. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, we through after this. We on our way back into the prison. No, not by far. So look, man, I said, okay. I sit down. After a while, it's time to get up. Deuce it up. Deuce it up. All right, I deuce it up. I deuce it up. We walking. Time coming. They go to prison. Right on past it. I'm looking at it go by. Like, man, what? I'm like, dang, you know, they go to prison. So I'm asking little dude right there. I'm like, cuz, check this out, homie. Where we going? He said, oh, we going back to work. I'm like, back to work? You for real? Now, y'all got to realize, man, at this time, I ain't never had a job in my life, period. Now, you know, little old poop butt jobs I did in the prison in Cali, that little stuff. But as far as working, this hard manual labor like this here, no, I don't get out like that. I ain't never did that. I ain't never had no job on the street. Never. The only job I had was gang banging, 53rd Street gang, you know? So I'm like, man, what? We walking. Man, we walk way out to another field. We walked so long, I forgot I had to use the bathroom. So look, we get to this field, so the police go to tell us, cut this, cut that, do this, do that, wop, 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 wham. I'm like, man, bump this. So look, it's a little dude standing by me. I asked the dude, I said, homie, where you from? Dude say, I'm from Opelika. Now, I ain't never heard of nothing called Opelika at that time a day in my life. I don't know what he was talking about. I thought he made something up. I'm from Opelika. I said, I said, man, what is that? Man, you know what? I said, you know what? Ho. I said, don't even worry about it, homie. Check this out. Look. I say, when the police get here, tell the police you know me from the county jail and I have seizures. So he look, he say, what? I say, yeah, just tell them you know me and I have seizures. So the dude talk about, what you finna do? You finna get in trouble. The boss man finna be mad at you. I'm like, man, fool, check this. Hey, man, look, just tell him I have seizures, all right? He looking at me. I'm like, man, boy, I say, man, boy, Dorothy, we are no longer in Kansas. You know? Man, I took that hoe. Man, I scraped up me a good pile of dirt, a big old soft pile of dirt. So now the whole time I'm scraping this dirt up, I'm collecting spit in my mouth. Just bear with me, y'all gonna understand why. I'm collecting spit in my mouth. So now when I get me a good pile, I tell the dude again, remember now, you know me from the county, I have seizures. He just looking at me. I knew right then, he wasn't reliable. Anyway, man, I look left, I look right, I kicked my foot up, man, and throwed the hoe up in the air and spun in a circle and bang, hit the ground. I'm shaking. Man, I'm shaking. Finally, this chump right here, man, finally, here come the police. Now, in their mind, I'm having a seizure. So, man, all the other inmates, they running over there, gathering around the police, hollering, talking about, get back, give me some air, let me breathe. Man, I'm shaking like a big dog. Man, I'm giving it all I got. So, this police, he take it upon himself. He done found a little piece of wood, a little stick on the ground. This fool get down there, man, and stick the stick in my mouth. Man, look, I forgot immediately about shaking and everything else at that point. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Man, I come up, man, I throw the stick. I'm like, man, what's up with you, fool? Man, what you doing? He like, son, you having a seizure. I ain't gonna let you swallow your tongue. I'm gonna help you. Now, in my mind, I'm like, man, you done stuck this nasty stick in my mouth that a snake done pissed on, and you want me to, man, what? So now I'm finna take him there. Then I remember, stick with the program, stay with the Hollywood. So I'm like, dang. So I'm like, man, check this out. And the men center just went back out again with the shaking. So they like, oh. So now they trying to hold me, hold my legs, call themselves trying to help me, all this and that. Now, remember, my stomach was already bothering me way back then. You know what? Something hit my mind and say, Tune, take them all the way there, homie. Take them all the way there. You got to shake this mess. You got to give the people what they looking for. You know? So, during the midst, look, I didn't, because the spit I was collecting in my mouth, I'd already spit it out. They tripping off that spit running down my face, and I spit the spit out. But anyway, when I decided to go ahead and take them there, I cut loose. I go to pissing. I'm shaking and pissing. Then it dawned on me, I say, man, I might as well give them all their money worth. I cut loose. Man, I went to boo-booing too. I'm pushing, I'm pissing, man. I'm letting it go out the front and the back. If the skin was tender, it got tenderized that day. Because I'm pissing and boo-booing at the same time. And I'm shaking like a pair of drugstore dice, y'all. I'm making show. Boy, I'm putting on the show. Man, I heard somebody holler, oh, because, you know, it's common knowledge, you know, people feel that when a person dies, they devoid their body, you know, which is true. Like a lot of time when a person dies, they will defecate and urinate on themselves. So when they seen that, because the whole front of my pants got wet, somebody hollered, oh, he died. He done pissed on himself. He died. Oh, I heard that. I showed up with the shaking in. The Harlem, man, you'd have thought I invented the Harlem Shake, because I showed up with the getting down then, boy. So the police go to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, man, listen. They on that walkie-talkie. Woo. Man, they got that truck out there, man. They picked me up on the side. Man, they threw me on the back of that truck. They shot me back to the prison. When I got to the prison, they rushed me into the nurses or the infirmary. I'll never forget when I got in, I heard one of the nurses holler, ooh, he stinks. He stinks. In the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, your mama stank, ho. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work here now. Let me work. So, make a long story short on this one because it's been long. Man, they got me in the shower. They tried to give me some pills, phenobarbital or something. Take this for seizures, seizures, whatever. Man, I put that mess in my mouth and spit that mess. I mean, you don't get this mess about it. I don't take no pills, period. None of that. Nada, zilch. But anyway, they cleaned me up. Boom. The doctor came in, talked to me. I went through a whole lot of mess behind that. But now, at the end of the day, he put in my file. No, not to be allowed to work on the farm squad no more. Because, you know, they asked me a lot of questions. Man, I went to give them that base head drag, boy, like I made it up myself, and I did make it up. Man, I'm telling them about this happened in Cali, that happened. Man, I got this internal problem. Man, my feet like this here, my fingers like this. I can't do this. Sometimes during the day, man, I can't see straight. Man, I went to telling them fools whatever I need to tell them to let them know the skin tender, and if y'all send me out there, it's going to get tenderized, and I don't want to do it. So the police put that, the doctor put it in my file. Needless to say, I never went on the squad again, y'all. It's me, man, your big partner, man. Cartoon 5-3, man. Boom. Stay above ground, homies. I'm out.